shortly. And under the instruction of Jane, we have obviously the AMA live chat as well. So if anybody has got questions while we're going along, please do type them into the AMA live chat so that we can address them as we're going on. And we will endeavour to become more and more professional as we move through our journey in Discord.
Yeah.
Well, look, thanks for everybody joining us today. We'll probably give it a couple of minutes because I know there's always people turning up. Well, not late, but you know, as we go along. Let me just see how many people we've got on here now. Can you see, Andy? Because I'm on the. Oh, there you go. Right. Yeah, so we've got a fair few on today. A couple of faces that I haven't seen before. So, if you've not heard from us as a founding team on the Joke community before, welcome. We have some exciting news for everybody today. I cannot announce every piece of that because the marketing effort that's going to go behind what we're going to be doing within the Infiniverse over the next 3 to 4 weeks is going to be enormous. It's going to be such a big push, and hundreds of thousands of people are going to see this project on the...
I think I've lost connection.
No, I can still hear you, Andrew. Hundreds of thousands of people are going to see this project over the next 3 or 4 weeks. The majority of those will be on the 16th, 17th, 18th and 19th of May. There's a very, very good reason behind that. The mods and admins are now aware of what's going on. I'm not at liberty to disclose exactly what's going on yet, purely because there's going to be an enormous piece of PR that goes around it, online and offline. So, you know, journals, newspapers, and obviously things through like Oculus. So Oculus are going to be running an event around the release of our apartments, and we are happy to confirm that every single person is in with a chance of getting penthouses now. So we have the ability to, well, we will be getting, and it has been confirmed by Sand Shepherd, that we will be getting some apartments and some penthouses. Well, a lot of apartments and some penthouses. I'm unable to tell anybody exactly what that number is yet, because even he doesn't know, because it depends on several factors and how I'll be careful what I say, but how construction around what we're going to achieve is done. Okay, so I will be releasing a series of videos that were filmed yesterday with Sand Shepherd. San, myself and Andy spoke at length yesterday for over an hour and a half, and I've taken, we were allowed to record that meeting with him, and we've taken, I think there's about 9 different videos from that one recording. They explain things like what you will get as an apartment, what it will constitute, the fact that we will be getting penthouses as well as apartments, why those apartments are unique, how they're different from the rest of the Infiniverse. There's one really big thing in there that will not be announced until it will either be the 15th or 16th of May that will happen, because that will create an incredible amount of attention onto this project. If that one thing was announced now, it would cause uproar, right, within the Infiniverse. It would cause possibly problems, and it would cause a lot of support to have to be offered by the Infiniverse themselves, which they just don't want. But also it gives us the opportunity to have it as an Oculus event and run a lot of really, really big comedians through that 3 to 4 day period. So we've been reaching out to a lot of comedians, as you always hear me talking about, over All of these AMAs we talk about, the people we're talking to. In the last week, we've signed another 9 comedians. 2 of those have been on Netflix. Several of them have performed at comedy stores in London, New York, and one of them has been one of the lead acts at the Edinburgh Fringe, if you know that. So that's massive. So these are the type of level of people that we're bringing into the project now. Jay Reid's event is booked in. We will be booking in lots more people in and around the release of
we'll be getting Jamar booked in as well. And just to touch on, I've got that list open, Simon, on the spreadsheet. One of these people has been on HBO, Netflix, Gotham, Edinburgh Fringe. 2 of them have won awards, and one has won Best of Festival. So I can't give the names, but these are really good names. But what's really nice, we've got from these people down to some people who are only just starting out, who are keen to perform in the right venue, in the right way. So there's going to be a great mixture of comedians coming through from all walks of life, of all levels, which I think is really exciting. That we can give a leg up to the next Jim Gaffigan or the next Dom Jolly, which I think is really, really good.
And so obviously, we're trying to pioneer something in the metaverse, and one of the challenges is the tech, and that's now working properly. It's not where it will be, but it is workable, and it is going to get us to the point where we can begin charging and driving revenue through those clubs. I'm not allowed to say too much about the revenue model, but it is going to involve subscriptions, and obviously you guys don't have to pay to get into any of these events. We've got San talks in his videos about, and again you'll see all these videos coming out over the next couple of weeks, but he talks about the integration of MetaMask into the Infiniverse. There are some massive breadcrumbs, right? When you hear this man talking about his vision for what the metaverse is and how it will develop, you guys as investors and early investors in a project that's hopefully at the forefront of that, I'm going to share a video. It'll either be tonight or tomorrow. I haven't finished editing it yet, but there's a video where San explains, well, I've got a vision for the metaverse. I think he and I are quite aligned on how we see it, but this is somebody who's worked at the very top of things like EA Games. And, when you start talking to someone about he's trying to build something that will have millions of people in it next year and incalculable numbers of people over the next several years, it's inconceivable that we're not in the right place. Like when you watch, once you guys watch this video, and please do, there's breadcrumbs in there where he's talking about how the metaverse works through NFTs, how utility within NFTs is important, and why NFTs with utility are valuable, and then millions of NFTs being dropped within the metaverse. Part of the video, and you won't have to just listen to me, he's far more skilled, let's say, at explaining how the metaverse will develop and where we are in that. Hopefully that's going to give you some enormous amounts of confidence as to where this project is going.
Yeah, I think part of the reason we did that with San as well is that we're aware that Simon and I and some of the other team, people might get fed up of hearing us say the same things, about the whole project. Well, now you're going to hear it from the horse's mouth, who he's been brilliant. Him and his team have supported us as a project. He supported Simon and myself, and now he's clearly saying it on video and committing to things and saying what we've been saying and what our plans are for the project and his plans for the metaverse. And we've talked about these things a lot, but now you're going to hear it come from him. So it should give you a lot of reassurance that we're doing the right things, we're progressing in the right way, talking to the right people, and that we're...
I think we've lost you, Andy. Yeah, we've definitely lost him. Anyway, look, once you hear San and his take on where we're at and how he's going to plug us right into the very centre. Well, we are in the very centre because we have our comedy club right in Grand Central. The thing that is coming and will most likely be announced on the 15th, 16th, 17th of May, ahead of you guys getting your apartments, is so much bigger than having having a comedy club in Grand Central, right? And I'm not going to say what's happening because, like I've said, if I tell people now, it has the ability to take away the excitement to an extent, but it also has the ability to not. Well, it could cause trouble for the project because it's going to be that big. What they're doing for us, it's so much bigger than us having a comedy club in the centre of Grand Central, and you can draw your own conclusions and gossip away, but we will neither confirm nor deny any rumours at this point. But the mods and admins are aware. Those that do know what's happening, they have been sworn to secrecy. Purely because of all those reasons that I'm telling you now, but they will need to deal with what happens when this gets announced and all hell breaks loose. So when the announcement does come, and you will be getting a lot of hints towards what it is, when that does happen, we really do need as many people as possible. Obviously, if you've got an Oculus, we would love to see you in that particular area of the Infiniverse and talking to people in and around that area, because there's going to be all of us located in the same area. And as I say, we will have some penthouses. I can't. And before somebody asks, if you're a Max Minter, that does not entitle you to a penthouse. You'll have an additional chance of getting one, but that will be what it will be. But we already have it confirmed that our apartments and penthouses will be significantly more expensive than any other properties within the Infiniverse. Anyone who chooses to sell them, that's up to you. But personally, look, this is a long-term project. We all know that we're here for the long term, and we're here to make a success of an actual business within the metaverse. I'm getting loads of people. Andy and I, we have another business which is called Meta Clarity, and we are helping other businesses transition their business into the metaverse, just because of the amount of knowledge that we've built up in this space. Working with people like San, and seeing, like, working with other businesses. There's a business that we're already working with who he currently gets probably 5 or 10 customers a week, and he's now getting 7 a day through the Infiniverse. And if you're not aware, there are over 1,000 businesses already trading with storefronts in the Infiniverse. Right? Think about it this way. Look at all of the other metaverses, and they're not metaverses, they're parts of the metaverse, right? So anyone who thinks that they're building the metaverse, and they say that they're a project, that we are going to build the metaverse, you're not. You're going to build a part of what becomes the metaverse, because as you'll see in the video that I released with San in it, he talks about, imagine going back to before the start of the internet and saying, I'm going to build the internet, but it's going to be mine, right? As in, what you were actually building was a website. Now, all these people that are releasing what they're saying are the metaverse, they're not. They are parts of the entirety of what will become the metaverse, i.e., the internet, right? Web3, that's where it's going. Now, we also need to look at the way collaboration, Web3 ethos, and how people are going to work together to build that space. He also talks about, for example, Amazon. Now, how when Amazon started out, their website was frankly dog shit. It was awful, and it's now the biggest business in the world. And if you look at how the Infiniverse is now, and our comedy places within the Infiniverse, frankly, we're probably one of the best of the metaverse projects out there. You know, show me many others that aren't a game or promising to be in the metaverse and actually, you know, not actually delivering anything. So look, I won't get on my high horse, but I'm really fed up with a lot of other projects that are shit coins, memes, land grabs, or, you know, just taking people's money for a promise that they're not delivering. And we're now, over 6 months old as a project and over a year old as a concept, and it's changed Andy's and my life completely. It's overtaken us. You know, we've gone through 18-hour days and changing, you know, who we deal with on a daily basis, from business owners mainly to comedians. So, and people that are trying to develop the metaverse. So we're very, very lucky to have San Shepherd holding our hand. I would love everybody to please watch that video that I'm going to release. I will do my very utmost to get it out within an hour of this AMA finishing. I've just got to I've got to put a front end on it and a closing screen. So I have the raw version of it. Watch it, understand what this man is talking about, and then if people want to talk about the Joke Project, point them towards what we're doing, show them what we've achieved, and over and above that, if you've got the chance to take people into the metaverse, please take them into the Infiniverse. And fundamentally, they are trying to build, San is trying to build what would be Google. So if you think of the search engines that came along, and Google wasn't around for 5 or 6 years, well, it might even be longer. I think it was about 7 or 8 years. You know, once the web started, Google took a while to come. And that's where we're at with the metaverse, as in, I don't think, in fact, I'll be a monkey's uncle if the actual, you know, whatever turns out to be the biggest players probably doesn't exist yet. And San said, well, look, Amazon, they're not in the metaverse yet. And somebody's asked him, well, why aren't the really, really big businesses already in the metaverse? And San said, and I quote, they are already in there. They're just not big yet. And he's referring to people like us. So we have a footprint. It is our job as a team and Jungle Cat holders, token holders, to push, and we will win. We will, like, being in this space this early, nobody's going to go past us. Others will come, and when you hear what's happening on the 16th, 17th, 18th, you will realise why, and they will want to join us. Rather than being a competitor of us, they will want to come and work directly with us. And that's what Web3 is. It's not setting up yourself to be the one of one. It's to be the one that facilitates the opportunity for everybody who is creative to come and work together to create something for everybody that we can all enjoy. Rather than, like, if you take Meta and their insular approach to, you know, we're going to charge 47% of all the revenue that's going to come out of Horizon Worlds, and we will build the metaverse. Sorry, Mr. Zuckerberg, you're actually wrong. But that's why they, you know, like, that's a corporate culture that's getting in the way of what Web3 is, and DeFi and crypto and all of that, and it's just not going to happen. So it'll be interesting to see how it washes out, especially over the next couple of years, because the issue is obviously we're all using Oculus Quest devices, but there's never going to be a scenario. Well, don't quote me on this because this will be recorded and is obviously streamed onto YouTube and there forever. I don't think there'll be a scenario that Mr. Zuckerberg will say, well, if you've got a Quest, the only metaverse that you can access will be Horizon Worlds. So I don't think they'd be stupid enough to do that, because it'd probably destroy Horizon Worlds and Oculus in one foul swoop. Not that they haven't done that already with 47%. Well, he's going to have to change. You cannot charge 47% to any business, because there's going to be, 18% is the standard. Like if you're an Amazon retailer, you get charged roughly 18%, and even then, it's painful. It's livable, but it's painful. But nobody gives away 47% of their revenue, and that's just the base cost. There's other costs that you've got to pay. So, for example, if we were to go and advertise an event on Horizon Worlds, and it was advertised through Oculus, we'd have to pay 20% to Oculus as well. So, before you know it, you've got nothing left.
It's because, Simon, he thinks he's got everybody over a barrel. That's the thing.
Yeah, and he's making a horrendous mistake. And
making a huge mistake. Yeah.
Yeah, and you've got like Google, for example. Google not even in the space yet. So think how early we are when you haven't even got Google, because their cardboard project failed. San says in his video that Google were laughed at by Facebook, because they tried to produce a cheap version of an Oculus. It wasn't. It was like they were trying to go to the lowest common denominator and the easiest way to create access for everybody. And the idea was great, but basically, if you put a mobile phone inside a piece of cardboard and put it on your head, it's going to give you a headache, right? It's not like a proper 360 VR experience. You're basically watching a screen and getting disorientated. And then when they saw Facebook go and buy Oculus for $2 billion and went, you've just paid what for a headset? Well, look how successful that is now. And that, don't think that people like Google aren't going to actually make some big strides and try and push the tech forward. But again, do they try and own it? Which then they fundamentally don't understand what Web3 is, and they're not going to give up. They're not going to give up easily. Like in 10 years' time, there's a scenario and a very, very good chance that Facebook doesn't exist, not in its current form. YouTube doesn't. Twitter. Good luck, Elon. You've just bought something that could well. Yeah, but we all know why Elon's bought Twitter, because he's going to be called in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case in the next week, and he's going to make some massive announcement, probably about a cryptocurrency. I'd be very surprised if it isn't, to take all of the attention away from him going into a court. But that's pure speculation on my part. But if there's a day where he's scheduled, he will be called as a witness for that court case. And if none of you are watching, it's absolutely fascinating, because Johnny Depp is absolute magic. And some of the quotes that man comes back with, anyway, my wife watches it and I'm forced to watch bits of it. So it's absolute comedy gold. But the day that Elon is called to go on that stand, watch what happens, because I am guaranteeing you now there is going to be some massive announcement about something he's doing that's going to take. It's the good old smoke and mirrors, isn't it? He'll do something that'll take the main attention away from him having to have his private life picked apart on a stand on live TV. But anyway, look, so we came here today to tell you some of you will get penthouses, and the enormous piece of news that I really, really wanted to announce today. I'm sorry I can't, because the PR machine needs to make the announcement, right? I could announce it here, and you know how PR works. If it's already announced somewhere, no one picks it up. So the really big opportunity to get into some of the big publications has to come from Oculus, and let them make the announcement. Let them do the... we'll be doing the hype. We will be running loads of promo and PR up until that point, and releasing snippets and videos and breadcrumbs and bits of information, but we won't be saying Joke has just X done this, because that will come as a surprise. Well, it won't come as a surprise to all of you, because it won't be hard if you pay attention to piece the pieces together. There just won't be an official announcement from us. So look, just stay tuned over the next couple of weeks. As always, I'm going to reiterate, you do need to have a verified wallet, okay? You do need to have a verified account on our Collabland. You do need to submit a ticket, and those of you that have done that, you're in, okay? You need to submit within that ticket your wallet address that you minted your Jungle Cats out of, and you also need to confirm that you've created a multiverseonline.io account, because when the apartment codes are issued, there won't be a rush. Like, let's say you haven't got a multiverseonline.io account, I'm sure there will be some people that will go, what do I do with this? Well, fair enough, you can then go and create an account. There won't be a rush. Chris, the dev, said to me, I need the code system to work that, for example, if somebody decides not to claim their apartment now and they come back in 2029 and they only just create themselves a Multiverse Online account, then they can still redeem their code. Okay? So there isn't a rush, unless you're planning on leaving it to 2029. I'm sure nobody is, but look, the codes will work. But the reason we're asking you to create a multiverseonline.io account is so that when you click on the link, and it will be a URL that you're given, and if you've got 10 Jungle Cats, you'll get given 10 URLs, and you will click on the URL and it will take you to a web page, and it will say, do you wish to attach this apartment to your multiverseonline.io account? Okay? And at that point, you've got your apartment. You could, if you wished, I suppose, give your redeem code to a friend who has a Multiverse Online account, and they would be able to redeem it. But it's only going to redeem once, and once only per code. Okay, so you're not going to be able to go. There won't be any cheating. Let's put it that way. Once a code is redeemed and it's attached to a Multiverse Online account, that's it. And we will not be able to change that. And there's no currently mechanism to transfer apartments between accounts. So nobody will be coming back afterwards and saying, can I please move this apartment into another account? Because the answer will be no. Okay? So take your time. Don't panic. Once you've got your code, you could take till 2029 if you want, but I'm sure you won't. Andy, have you got anything else we need to talk about?
No. Well, there's lots of other things going on behind the scenes as usual, but I don't think there's anything else, Simon. That sounds good enough update for me at the moment. Thursdays are meant to be a little bit more low-key anyway. Monday we'll do the bigger stuff, but no, I think that's all good.
Has anybody got any questions? I'm just going to check the AMA chat as well.
He'll cheer as you want me to let them onto the stage.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody beat me to it.
Can you hear me?
Very well.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So first question, I had asked last week about storefronts and possibly acquiring some via you guys, and I was hoping the update would include that. Do you have any information for me on that front?
There will be an opportunity to acquire storefronts. We are unsure what the price of them will be as yet. I've got to be very careful what I say at this point, but there will be an opportunity. It will be clearer in the week preceding the drop of the apartments what is possible, and yeah.
Okay. Second thing, so I've got, say, I got 10 apartments, and I have one account. If I link all 10 accounts, all 10 apartments to my one account, I now cannot do anything with the. I can use one, but the other nine, what utility can I do with them?
So they are individual apartments, and they will be in different locations. So you will be able to visit your individual locations within the area that Joke occupies. It is, in my opinion, and this is only my opinion, pretty much a fact that the entirety of the Infiniverse will at some stage become NFT'd. Now, there is no. Some people have really kicked off, right, when I've said that in the past. Like, I've had people attacking me in the Multiverse Online Facebook group for even hinting that that may be the case, because people just say, well, you're lying, it can't be the case, it's never been said by the team, and it has never been said by San Shepard or his lead dev Chris, or Dippy Nikki, who runs a lot of the admin, or Mrs. Cummins, who's the woman who coordinates all the events for Oculus. None of them, and they've actually gone out of their way to say that and again, and no financial advice, right? This, within the game, the token is Metacoin. It is not cash. You can't cash it out. Brackets, yes, not yet. Now, Future Tech, who run the Infiniverse and Multiverse, have never ever said that you will ever be able to do that. But do you think 400,000 people came in to buy property in there thinking anything other than within the game? And it is a game for now, right? If you look at all of the others, you look at Pavia, NFT Worlds, Underworld, Big Worlds, name as many as you want, right? All of these other metaverse projects, they're all tradable NFTs, the land. Now, I will be a monkey's uncle if this doesn't turn into the ability to trade NFTs within the game, because that's what we're all here for, right? And although it's not available yet, it is a yet, and we're all beholden to San and his team making that an option for us. Now, I have had probably more conversations with San. Well, I can tell you for a fact I've had more conversations with San than anybody in this community, but probably in most of the communities within the Infiniverse, even the ones, we were the first business to open in the Infiniverse, and we got very lucky, and we've built a really good relationship with him. And from the videos that we're going to release, you'll hopefully see how good a relationship we've built with him. But I'm not speaking for him, I'm just giving you my opinion. So you will have, if you've got 10, I think you'll have 10 unique apartments that you'll be able to trade in the future. And you can obviously, from day one, should you wish, you could sell a couple of apartments if you wished, and that might, and I say might, generate you enough Metacoin to buy a storefront. But then, each person has to make their own decisions around their own assets, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people that will just sit back, own their apartment, and wait until such time as maybe the Infiniverse becomes NFT'd, and then trade their apartment. Or there'll be some people that'll just flip them and go and buy other properties, because you can't cash out of the game. There's no route back into fiat. But personally, I think that route will be through NFTs, because there's no way that Future Tech or Oculus are going to send you a refund in cash. But if you wish to go and trade outside of their platform an asset that sits within their platform and then change it into cash through crypto, that's a whole different scenario. But I think that's where we all think it lives. Hopefully that answered the question.
So it sort of did. So based on what you just said, basically, whether it's an NFT or some kind of sales mechanism that is going to come in the future, I will be able to transfer out one of the apartments if I sell it somehow. Does that make?
Yeah, you can sell it day one. So you can sell any of them minute one within the Infiniverse. So
even though it's attached to my account.
Yes.
I can still tell. Okay, I didn't. That's what I need to clear. Thank you.
Yeah. So within, if you've not been in there necessarily, if you own an apartment, you can put it up for sale, or you can put it up you can auction it for whatever price you want. The prices tend to be set by the number of other apartments in your block or in your surrounding area. So when we see what happens with Joke, all of our properties are going to be more expensive, substantially more expensive than standard properties in the game anyway. So if, you could put your Joke apartment up for sale, and let's say you got 2 or 3 times what a standard apartment was worth, you could go and buy other apartments or a storefront. So yeah, you could realize Metacoin straight away.
Great. I look forward to more information about the storefronts when you have it available for us. Thanks.
Have you got an Oculus?
Oh yeah, I've been in there and I bought several other regular apartments and checked out the differences. Again, like I said last week, what you're giving us compared to what I've bought is just a phenomenal piece of apartment. It just looks wonderful, and it's got much more stuff in it, and really looking forward to getting it.
And getting all 10. Yeah, so we'll have some more visuals and some better graphics, and hopefully some in-game footage to share in the next week or so to show people exactly what they're going to be getting, because up till now the images that we've shared have only been dev level Unity graphics rather than in-game. So we'll have the in-game ones in the next week or two, I'm promised.
Excellent. Thank you very much for all your hard work.
Yeah, no, and we appreciate having you on. And, come back anytime, ask as many questions as you want. I've got some other questions that are in the chat. Let's just have a quick look. Someone says, can someone help me find a checklist for what I need to do to make sure I'm all set up? Yeah, so the checklist is literally open a ticket, verify your account, add your wallet address into the ticket, and confirm that you've got a multiverseonline.io account. Someone says, how do I connect my wallet to claim an apartment? You need to use the Collabland plugin. So if you click on Collabland Join, which is on the left hand side in the menu, and you have the wallet that holds your Jungle Cat in it, go through Collabland, and all you're doing is signing a transaction so that it can just look in your wallet and check you've got a Jungle Cat, and it will do that once, and once that's happened, your name will change to it's a sort of grass green colour in Discord, and then you'll know that you're obviously then verified. You'll be able to access, there is a verified holders chat, so you'll know that you're verified that way as well. Someone says, is there a Metalords update? Yes, Metalords has an AMA today at 7 p.m, which is an hour and a quarter from now, or thereabouts. It's on the Metalords Telegram So if you want to join us on that, I'm not the lead on that project, although I will be talking a lot about how the metaverse is evolving and sharing again the video that Sand Shepherd has made, because it is super important that everybody watches that. Somebody's actually shared, Jane has shared the link to the Telegram for Metalord. So if you want to join us on there and listen in, that'd be great. Is there a YouTube video to show start to finish how to claim an apartment? There isn't currently. I can try and make you one, but I'm already verified, so I suppose I could. Yeah, I can try and do it. I can try and transfer. If you're really stuck, it's not difficult. It is literally go to the Clubland tab, make sure you've got your MetaMask attached that holds the Jungle Cat, sign the transaction, and you will then be verified. And then all you've got to do is open a ticket. But if you're really struggling, Gizmo, send me a DM, and I'll personally make you a video. But please be careful. As always, I've said a lot of times, there's a lot of people trying to scam people, and one of the weaknesses with Discord is people can open accounts with the same name. So if you ever get a DM supposedly from me before you've made contact with me, so only accept a reply, right? Don't ever respond to a out of the blue message from somebody pretending to be me or one of the other admins or mods on the project. And that goes for any other crypto project, like even across Telegram, across anything. You will never get contacted by an admin, or you shouldn't do. Jane's then given some more instructions of how to do it. Deviates put an ad up for his pirate party. Ooh, I wonder if anybody's going to go and see Blackbeard. But yeah, please do support our other, the people that are supporting this project. We would love to see you help and support the other projects in the metaverse. I don't know whether is Deviate on here, because I'm in the chat at the moment. Can't see him.
Can't see, no.
No, okay, I would have asked him to come and chat otherwise. Someone said, Manifesta says, is the project where you expected it to be at this stage? Are we an auto meta landlord being an apartment owner with joke? So I'll address those as two separate things. Is the project where you expected it to be at this stage? I don't think I could have ever imagined being where we are now. Not in my wildest dreams when we started this project did we ever imagine that we would be one of the leading projects in the metaverse, working with and talking to world-leading comedians, and with a potential to become the number one brand for comedy in the world, right? And that's not a joke, because if you extrapolate this out another 5 years, pretty much everything will be on Web3 and in the metaverse. And why wouldn't we be? Why wouldn't we? Who knows? Ask me the question again in a year. But absolutely no, we never expected to be where we are now. Andy, do you want to say what you thought?
No, it's been mind-blowing.
Just no.
Well, no. We have to pinch ourselves every other day with stuff that's going on with this project. That's all I will say. It's just been mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And I have said before, one of the best things about this project, from when we went to Houston, is the people that we've met in real life and in the metaverse. We have met some amazing people, and it's just been really humbling and really amazing. It's been great.
I just want to say that when I met y'all in November, I didn't expect for it to go from here to Jupiter this quick.
Brilliant.
So I just want to say, every month is something amazing. So, when we sitting on a yacht, sipping that $9,000 we got, I owe Simon, I'm going to remember this day.
Well, you did say that to me back in Houston, that Look, the biggest thing we want to do is have the opportunity to change other people's lives. And
Yeah.
it might sound a little bit altruistic, but the true nature of Web3 and the way that Andy and my thought patterns have changed over the last, well, we've been on a journey over the last 3 years, and working with some people that, you know, I will openly credit someone called Peter Sage, and so will Andy, with changing the way we think. And we genuinely, absolutely want to help other people. There are some people that don't want to be helped, and that's up to them. But we want to change as many people's lives as we can, and getting involved in this project and others has made that opportunity come into sharp focus. Only this week I went and saw Andy, and we were sat over a coffee. Just, you know, I cannot enunciate how it is the opportunity for all of us to do some good. And you know, you guys will hopefully see us do lots and lots over the coming months and years. So are we an auto meta landlord by being an apartment owner with Joke? The answer to that is no, because the land that is owned by the Joke project is not owned by meta landlords. So currently, well, the land that is owned within the Infiniverse is owned by the Joke project, and the apartments that are owned by the Jungle Cat holders are owned by the Jungle Cat holders themselves, not us. So none of that comes into Meta Landlords. And if you come and join the Meta Landlords AMA, you will understand why that project's being run. The biggest benefit to the Joke project is that we will have more performance space. So we will be able to go into more of the metaverses and have clubs that we can then open up on more quickly than we would have been able to do if that project didn't exist. So unfortunately, no, you know, owning a piece of the Infiniverse is not within that Meta Landlords project, but come and listen to that if you get a chance, because there's a really good opportunity, we believe, there. Someone says, can we watch comedy shows from our apartments? Hopefully in the future. That's all I can say on that at the moment. I'm not allowed to say much more by Sam, but hopefully, yes. And I'm sure that is one of the things we do want to bring to specifically to the Jungle Cat holders, but also there's something much bigger, a play that's much bigger. And if you think about the way Netflix does business, we can be, I don't want to say bigger than, but I want to say a different business model that I believe is better. So we'll see where that goes. But yeah, come back to that question in the next month or two. Subsequent to the 19th of May, we'll be able to probably answer that a lot more clearly. Crypto Cat Eternal says, farm, and farm. Yes, if you are not farming, if you're not farming your Joke token, you are massively missing out. There is Night token to be earned every single day for those of you that are pairing your Joke token with BNB and putting it in a farm on NightSwap and just leaving it there and earning 24/7. Like, you wouldn't believe. Like, if you've not got the token, you are probably not going to get it any cheaper than it is now. So if you look at that chart at the start, it went massive when we went into Houston, and to some extent that was a bit of a problem because, well, not a problem for some of the people that bought in the pre-sale and then sold at 20x. That's not a problem for them, but we've never had an issue with anybody selling at any point. The point now is, if you can get token now and you match it with BNB and you put it in the farm, you earn Night token. And in my opinion, and it is not financial advice, and only, you know, everything within this video is, I think Joey from Spartan Token says, only for entertainment purposes and not for financial advice. And anybody who clicks a button or invests their own money does it at their own risk. Don't come moaning to me if you lose money. But Night token that DEX run by Nick Peterson, if you look at the way the Binance Smart Chain is developing, and you look at the way the DEXs, so the digital exchanges that are there, the biggest by far is PancakeSwap. Most of you will have heard of PancakeSwap because we launched on PancakeSwap, and it's probably the go-to exchange. NightSwap is number 2 at the moment. They've gone past ApeSwap, BabySwap. There's loads of other exchanges out there. Take your choice, right? But tell me another one of the exchanges out there, including PancakeSwap, that is doxed, because none of them are. And none of them include hundreds of the world's top business leaders and coaches and sports people and owners of sports teams within their ranks who are running DeFi properly and in a different way. Like, you know, why would you not take an asset and earn 100% on it? Like, if you invest, let me call up the chart, because I'm not gonna, let me just call up NightSwap while I've got you on the AMA. Hopefully I haven't lost anybody, but if I go on to NightSwap at the moment and I go to the farm for Joke, Joke currently, if I can find it, because there's that many opportunities to earn money on here. So Joke, if you invest $1,000 on there, so $500 of Joke and $500 of BNB, you will make 4.82 night per day, which is only $2.50 a day. Now, my personal opinion is night token could well go to $5. That's a guess. But if you invest $1,000 in that system over a year and you compound it, that $1,000 will give you back nearly $4,000. Now, that's besides any token growth. So if the price of Joke went 10x in a year, and Night went 10x in a year, and you earned 10x on it, that $1,000, with some rough maths, would probably be worth $50,000 to $100,000. So that's without, like, that's just by leaving it there and doing. You do have to compound it, so you have to come back, take your Night token, split it into Joke and BNB, and reinvest it in the farm. But there's loads of videos out there showing people how to do that. So there's a video of me showing how to do it. And Salty Dave, even Dave is one of our friends within the Infiniverse. He says utility hasn't even started yet for Joke. The video that I'm going to share after this AMA, look at what San Shepard says. He talks about true utility and the opportunity within the token and having the Jungle Cat NFT within the Infiniverse. And remember, your NFT is the Jungle Cat is going to entitle you to access across all of these metaverses, not just the Infiniverse, but if we're in Decentraland, you get in there for free. If we're in NFT worlds, you get in there for free. If we're in any other metaverse, we are going to go and buy and build more performance spaces. But one of the reasons that the Meta Landlords is going to exist is because we probably will not need the performance space 24/7. So why would that project not rent out? If it had a stadium, for example, if it had a stadium in another metaverse and there's a comedy event on, yes, that's run by Joke. But if there's a music event on, that's probably run by another project. If there's a speaker wants to give a presentation like a TED Talk or something, they can use it. We deal with, in our YouTube business, we deal with lots of the world's biggest coaches. They're already talking about getting together and running an event in the metaverse. So, not a hint, but that will be coming as well. And that'll be a project that will sit underneath the landlords, because if you get some global leading thought leaders together to run a conference, they need somewhere to perform, or they need somewhere to run that conference. they don't want to buy the venue. It's not like, say, like if you had a load of thought leaders who want to run a conference, they don't go and buy Wembley Stadium or the Carnegie Hall. They don't go and buy those venues, right? They just rent them. And that's why meta landlords will be powerful, because when it's not being used for something else, it gets used for joke, or it gets used for a sporting event, or it gets used for a concert or anything else. So look, that opportunity is big, and that's in an hour from now if you want to come and join us for that. Let's have a last couple of questions, because I do need time to get the video out, and I do need time to prepare for top of the hour.
Yeah, it is top of the hour.
I got a question.
Where's
So if you already
where's my
put-
turkey leg? Is that what it is?
No, that's not what it is, man. So, now there's one question. So, when you put your ticket in, which I already did with Jane, so all you have to do is put your Oculus name, like my name when you see when we're in the Infiniverse. That's all I gotta have in there, right? Like A Brantley.
Oh, come on,
Is that the
Anton.
name?
You're supposed to be one of the educators on this project. You could be.
I am the educator.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
just
So
making
let's
sure.
let's just go step by step. You are
No.
already you've attached your wallet, right?
Yeah.
He's down at Wendy's again.
I'm not at Wendy's, man. So I already turned my ticket, and I'm done with the situation.
Yeah,
But you're talking
right,
about
cool.
the IO part. I was just making sure about the
Yeah,
IO
you need
part. I'm
you
cool.
need multiverseonline.io. You need an account, and I know you've got one because I've met you in the Infiniverse. So
Yeah.
Okay.
that's all you need.
Okay. Somebody was asking for me. I was asking for myself. Why?
I've heard him flush his toilet in the metaverse. So go ahead.
No, you have it.
Is that for serious?
No, I can't be on the Infinity. I can't be on my Oculus on the toilet. Stop it, Dave.
Why not?
Who does that?
Antoine is the
He's in
phantom
Wendy's
flusher.
with if anyone sees him in Wendy's with his Oculus on, you know the answer.
No, Dave is in the Wendy's toilet. That's
Yeah,
even better.
with my Oculus on? Come
I've got a vision now of Antoine wandering out of the toilets in Wendy's holding a burger with his trousers round his ankles.
Hey,
I haven't.
come on, Dave. Give me a break. Y'all give me a break today.
Antoine, you know you're our whipping boy. You know that. That's part.
I already know
That's
that's
part of your
fine.
job
I wouldn't-
description.
If I get
We love you. We love you. We love you, Anton. We
Nah, I
love
know
you.
y'all do. Say if I can be a whipping boy if I got $20 million, I'm cool with that.
Hey, Simon, did you have a question from DV8 about that pirate party that she posted in the AMA live chat?
Oh, do I have a question?
Yeah, you had asked, and then you said that you didn't see her there, but she's on stage now. If you had a question.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if you wanted to tell us a little bit more about the event and what's going on.
Can't hear her.
No, we can't hear you, DV8. Give you a minute. No.
Yeah, you're unmuted, but we don't hear you.
Discord can be a bit janky.
Quick question. I was reading some of the documentation, and it says that we will be at some point be able to stake our cats and stake our joke tokens, other than doing a liquid pool. Is that on the radar somehow or somewhere?
Yeah, so that is obviously if you go into the liquidity pool, you can stake now. We don't have currently a joke for joke pool. That's something that the devs, I don't know whether I can offer it yet, because there's all sorts of moving parts, and if you look at how tokenomics work, we do need to reserve a chunk of tokens for more farms, next level raise, and I'm not going to rush into producing a pool for joke. The staking for the NFTs is going to happen. but that will be announced post 19th of May.
Okay, thanks.
Deviate's gone now. Really good to see so many people on the AMA today anyway. Really
Yeah,
good.
she's leaving and coming back to see if that resolves her sound issue.
Oh, okay. We'll give it a minute then. Anybody else, if you've got a question, please do put your hand up or type it into the chat. If you use the AMA live chat, that's the easiest place. I'm just going to check the general chat as well in case anyone's put any questions in there. No, just some of the usual suspects in there, but yeah, Jane's done a good job.
I've just added Deviate to the stage again, Simon.
Can anybody hear me now?
Yay! Yeah.
Oh, wait, perfect. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I thought this was the perfect time to post that pirate party for the weekend. For those of you who have not yet made a Multiverse Online IO account, there are some discounts that's happening this weekend. Of course, you can create a free account, no problem. This weekend's event is geared more towards those who want to add a little bit more functionality and upgrade to a pro plan. The details will be coming out more this weekend. We'll have more information. If you go into the Discord, I believe Nikki has a big write-up and announcement that gives a little bit more details up to this point. It is kind of a fun game to go in and explore because the code, you have to find it in World. So it's kind of a group effort, fun thing to do. So I just want to put that out there for those of you who have not yet got an account. This weekend is a great time for some discounts to grab a upgraded account for that.
Just give us a little bit of a, what do you get as a, tell people what you get as an upgraded account.
Like I have in the picture on the side here, in the, what do you call it? Anyway, the post that I put in there, there's a 15% off and a 50% off. I'm struggling to read this. It's a really small print for me. Here we go. 15% off for the first 3 months on a pro account, and you get up to 50% back on what you pay, I believe. Like I said, Nikki's got a lot more details written up there. She can explain it a whole lot better than I can, but I just know that we're starting it this weekend. It'll be ongoing for about 48 hours.
Oh, right. So you can actually get a storefront for a big discount.
Yes.
Cool.
Correct.
Very cool. And there's over 1,000 people that have got storefronts already, right?
Yes. There's a lot of storefronts. There's still a lot to be had. I believe they're trying to boost up some areas that will be limited to certain areas. But that's all, again, in the details that Nikki has provided in the announcement section.
And there are, I don't know how close you are to, are you running your own business in there, or are you part of the main team at the moment?
I'm an info person, but I mainly am in charge of the event listings, and I mostly sit on Discord. I don't spend a ton of time actually in World at this point, but mostly I'm support team.
Cool. And it's right to say that there's plenty of people, even though that have opened storefronts, but that are actually making money, right? That they're running proper businesses in the Infiniverse.
Yes. I actually just bought my first bag of coffee this last weekend.
Oh yeah, I saw the coffee store had opened, yeah, and they were doing reasonably well. I think we've lost Deviate again, have we?
Oh, there we go. Picked you up.
Yeah, it's a bit janky for me, Simon, as well. It's very in and out.
Yeah. Okay. Look, if there's anyone else with a question, put it in the chat, or put your hand up. I'm just going to have one last check to see if there's anybody that wants to come on stage. Can't see anybody. Look, we'll try and keep these to about an hour. I know it's probably longer than people would probably like, but it's important that we get this message across, and also get ready for what's happening in mid-May. It's going to be massive, so big. And I think even the people at the team at Infiniverse are pretty shocked at what they're about to give us. So, right, what I'll do is let me upload this video because I want to get it out before the Meta Landlords AMA.
Yeah.
And then, please, look, it's an eye-opening. I'd love to hear everybody's opinion on this video that I post. And there are breadcrumbs in there. There are bits that San says that up until now, you guys have probably had to rely on as third party, you know, me reiterating what he says. Watch this video and see what he says and get a feeling for how much he supports our project. So if you've got questions around it, there was a much longer discussion around this topic, and I'll expand on it and elaborate if you've got any questions. But I would really like to hear what people think about what San's got to say. So I'll get that posted now. If you get a chance to watch it before, if you're coming on the AMA at the top of the hour for Landlords, you'll understand a lot more when you come into that room. And that's obviously, that's over on Telegram. So we'll wind this one down. As always, thanks for coming. We really do appreciate all of your time and effort, and we will see you again next week.
We appreciate you, buddy.
Cheers.